All right, let's take a look at the practice test. We want to find the 6 trigonometric functions for our angle theta. So coming down to this first problem, we see we have a right triangle, and a lot of you will recognize this as a 3, 4, 5 right triangle. It's very popular. So thinking about this, if I want to find the sine of theta, the cosine of theta, the cosecant of theta, the secant of theta, the tangent of theta, and the cotangent of theta, what do I need to do? Well, the first thing that I would do if I'm struggling with this type of problem, I would identify where is your opposite, where is your adjacent, and where is your hypotenuse. So we know that with the right triangle, this signature mark here means that this is a 90-degree angle. And the side that is opposite of your 90-degree angle, that's your longest side, that's called the hypotenuse. Let's just say this is HYP. Here we're given this length 5, okay? So I'm just going to put right now that the hypotenuse HYP, let's say that's equal to 5. Now, we are dealing with this angle theta here, so everything is in terms of that. When I think about the opposite side, it's going to be this guy right here, right? This is opposite of this angle theta. So let me put OPP right there, and I'm going to write OPP is equal to 3, and that just stands for opposite. And then the side that is adjacent to this angle theta, that has this length of 4. Let me put ADJ for adjacent. So ADJ is equal to 4. So just using these numbers here, you can set up your ratios. And so I'm just going to start with my sine of theta. So what's that equal to? Again, if you struggle with memorizing this stuff, you can use the SOH and then CAH and then TOA. Okay, so this is very popular. The S stands for sine, and the O is opposite, and the H is hypotenuse. So the sine of theta is opposite, so opposite over hypotenuse. And you just fill in what you have. The opposite is 3, and the hypotenuse is 5. So this is just 3/5. You can get rid of this if you want. You don't need it. It's just for scratch work. I'll just say my answer here is 3/5. And then for the reciprocal of this guy, your cosecant of theta, just flip this. It's 5 over 3, or you could say it's the hypotenuse over the opposite. Right, so it's just the reciprocal. All right, for the cosine of theta, we think about this CAH part here. So the C is for cosine. Let me write cosine of theta here. And basically, it's the A here is the adjacent, and the H here is the hypotenuse. So it's just the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So the adjacent is 4, and the hypotenuse is 5. So this is going to be 4 over 5, or you could say 4/5 if you wanted to. And the reciprocal of this is the secant of theta. Again, just flip this. It'll be 5/4. Right, so in that case, it's going to be the hypotenuse over the adjacent. All right, then lastly, we're going to find the tangent of theta, and we're going to find our cotangent of theta. Now, the T is for tangent, and this is opposite over adjacent. So the opposite is 3, and the adjacent is 4. So this is 3 over 4. Then for your cotangent of theta, you're just going to take the reciprocal. So the reciprocal of 3/4 is 4/3. With the cotangent of theta, it's just the adjacent over the opposite. So not very hard overall. What you want to do if you're struggling with this, write out your SOH-CAH-TOA, set up your ratios, get them all lined up, and then go through and label the parts of the triangle so you're not lost. And then you can just plug in and you'll be good to go. All right, let's take a look at problem number 2. So we have another right triangle. We're trying to find the values for the 6 trigonometric functions. So again, I would just label everything first if you're struggling. This is your right angle here. Again, it's 90 degrees. We know that. And so the side opposite of that is going to be your hypotenuse. That's the longest side. So let's label this as HYP for hypotenuse. And you can write over here that the hypotenuse is going to have this length, which is 25. And then if you think about this angle theta that we're working with, the side that is opposite of this angle is this guy right here. So I'm just going to say this is OPP for opposite. Let me put OPP. And I'll say that length is going to be 7. Right, that's given there. Then the side that is adjacent to this angle theta, let me put that right there. So this is our adjacent side, and the length is 24. So let me put ADJ is equal to 24. Okay, I'm going to go down here. Our little triangle is going to be off the page, but we don't really need it anymore because we have all the information. So again, if we're trying to remember how to find sine or cosine or tangent, we can use the SOH-CAH-TOA. Okay, everybody uses this. So for sine of theta, remember it's opposite over hypotenuse, and you can write that out, or we could just say opposite is 7, and hypotenuse is going to be 25, so 7 over 25. The cosecant of theta, again, you're just going to flip this. It's going to be 25 over 7. Here you have your hypotenuse over your opposite. Now for your cosine of theta, again, you just go to this guy right here. So the C stands for cosine. It's adjacent over hypotenuse. So your adjacent is 24 and your hypotenuse is 25. And then if you want the secant of theta, we're just going to flip this. So it's 25 over 24. So in this case, it's the hypotenuse over your adjacent. Now, for the last two, we're going to think about tangent and cotangent. So for the tangent of theta, again, just look at this t here. That's for tangent. You have opposite over adjacent. So the opposite is going to be 7. Your adjacent is going to be 24. Then again, if you want the cotangent of theta, you're just going to flip this. So it would be 24 over 7. In that case, it's adjacent over opposite. All right, let's take a look at problem number 3 now. So again, we're trying to find sine, cosine, tangent, and then your reciprocal. So cosecant, secant, and cotangent. So thinking about this, again, if I identify where the 90-degree angle is, I know the side that is opposite of that is going to be this guy right here. So that's my hypotenuse. That is my longest side. Again, you could just write that the hypotenuse, HYP for short, we'll say the length is 15 there. Okay. Now we're dealing with this angle theta here. So opposite of that is going to be this guy right here. So this is your opposite side. Let me put that down there. And the length is given as 12. And then the adjacent guy is going to be this guy right here. So maybe I'll write it like this. So ADJ. So ADJ for adjacent. And the length there is 9. All right, so thinking about the trigonometric function values, again, you could just write out the SOH-CAH-TOA. Okay, just do this a few times and you'll memorize it. So if you think about, again, sine of theta, so sine of theta, it's going to be what? Here's the S, it's O and then H. So O is opposite, H is hypotenuse. So the opposite here is 12, the hypotenuse here is 15, and essentially you have a common factor of 3. So 12 divided by 3 is 4. And then if you think about 15 divided by 3, that's 5. So this is 4/5. And if you have the cosecant of theta, again, just flip this. It's the reciprocal, so it's 5/4. Again, the cosecant of theta is going to be your hypotenuse over your opposite, right? So just in a different order. All right, for the cosine of theta, this is equal to what? Well, again, here's your C. You have the A and then the H. So the A is for the adjacent, the H is for the hypotenuse. So the adjacent is 9, the hypotenuse is 15. You have a common factor of 3. 9 divided by 3 is 3. And 15 divided by 3 is 5. So this is 3 over 5 or 3/5. For your secant of theta, this is the reciprocal of this, so 5/3. Again, that's going to be hypotenuse over adjacent. Now, let's think about the last two. So you're going to have your tangent of theta. And again, that's your T here. You have O and then A, so opposite over adjacent. Opposite here is 12, adjacent here is 9. So 12 over 9, and again, you can cancel a common factor of 3. So this would be 4 if you divide 12 by 3, and this would be 3 if you divide 9 by 3. Okay, so you get 4/3. And then for the cotangent of theta, I'm just going to take the reciprocal of this, so it will be 3/4, right? So in that case, it's the adjacent over the opposite. All right, let's take a look at problem number 4 now. So again, we're trying to find our trigonometric function values. Here's our right angle. Let me just put in here that this is 90 degrees. So opposite of that, that's this guy right here, that is your hypotenuse or the longest side. So let me write over here that the hypotenuse, or actually I think that's going to get in the way because maybe people will think I'm labeling that as a hypotenuse. Let me slide down here a little bit and put hypotenuse. I'll put the length for this is going to be 14. And then we're dealing with this angle theta here. So opposite of that is this guy over here. So let me put OPP for opposite. And then for the opposite, the length is given as 4. And then this guy right here is going to be adjacent. So let me put ADJ for that. So this is adjacent, and the length is 6 times square root of 5. So now that we have all this information, we can actually go past this image here. We don't need the triangle anymore. I'm just going to write out the SOH-CAH-TOA so we can use it real quick. So if I think about my sine of theta, that's going to be what? You have your O and then your H, right? The S stands for sine. So O is opposite and H is hypotenuse. So the opposite is 4, the hypotenuse is 14. So 4 over 14, cancel a common factor of 2 between numerator and denominator. 4 divided by 2 is 2. 14 divided by 2 is 7. So you get 2 over 7. Then for your cosecant of theta, again, just take the reciprocal of this. It's 7/2. Again, in that case, it's the hypotenuse over the opposite. Now, you go to your C, that's for cosine. So for the cosine of theta, this is going to be what? The a and then the h. So the adjacent over the hypotenuse. So you have 6 times square root of 5 over 14. And between the numerator and denominator, you have a common factor of 2. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 14 divided by 2 is 7. Now, I'm just going to flip this, or again, find the reciprocal for my secant of theta. So that gives me 7 over 3 times the square root of 5. But I need to rationalize the denominator here. So I'll multiply this by the square root of 5. And I'll multiply this by the square root of 5. So that would give me 7 times the square root of 5 over 3 times 5, which is 15. Okay, so that would be my answer. And then lastly, I need the tangent of theta. So the tangent of theta, and again, that's the t here for tangent. You have O and then A. So opposite, which is 4, over adjacent, which is 6 times square root of 5. And let me come down here a little bit. I'm going to run out of room. So between numerator and denominator, you have a common factor of 2. So if I divide 4 by 2, I get 2. If I divide 6 by 2, I get 3. Now I'm going to rationalize the denominator, but before I do that, I'm going to write out that the cotangent of theta is the reciprocal of this in this form. So 3 times square root of 5 over 2. If I rationalize the denominator first, when I flip it, I'm going to have to rationalize the denominator again when I get over here. So I don't want to do that. So I'm going to multiply this by the square root of 5 over the square root of 5. So that would give me 2 times square root of 5 over 3 times 5, which is 15. So 2 times the square root of 5 over 15. All right, for the next few problems, we're going to write each function in terms of its cofunction. So we discussed this in the lesson. For problem 5, we have the cosine of 51 degrees. So we know that the cofunction, when we deal with cosine, is going to be sine. So we know that the cosine of some angle theta, where theta is going to be some acute angle, this is equal to the sine of 90 degrees minus this angle theta. Okay, so this is always true as long as this theta here is an acute angle. So what we'll do here is write this in terms of this sine guy. So we'll say this is sine of 90 degrees minus our angle here is 51 degrees. That's all we're really doing. And so 90 degrees minus 51 degrees is 39 degrees. So you could write the cosine of 51 degrees as the sine of 39 degrees. All right, for problem number 6, we have the cosecant of 19 degrees. So to rewrite this in terms of its cofunction, again, cosecant and secant are cofunctions. So what I'll do is say this is equal to the secant of, again, take your 90 degrees and subtract away this angle, which is 19 degrees. And so 90 degrees minus 19 degrees, that's going to be 71 degrees. So let's say that we can write the cosecant of 19 degrees as this secant of 71 degrees. All right, for problem number 7, we're given the cotangent of 77 degrees. So the cofunction with cotangent is going to be tangent. And so to write it in terms of its cofunction, you're going to say this is equal to the tangent of, again, go 90 degrees minus this angle measure, which is 77 degrees. So 90 degrees minus 77 degrees, that's going to be 13 degrees. So we're going to write this as the tangent of 13 degrees. All right, let's take a look at problem number 8. So we have the secant of, you'll have this quantity for your angle measure. So theta plus 15 degrees. Again, we're going to assume that theta plus 15 degrees is some acute angle. So recall that if you have the secant of some angle theta, we'll say this is equal to, the cofunction here is the cosecant. So the cosecant of this guy 90 degrees minus theta. Okay, so setting this up in a similar way, we would say this is equal to the cosecant of 90 degrees minus whatever this is. So I'm subtracting this whole thing away. So I'm just going to make sure to use parentheses here so I don't make a sign mistake. So I'm subtracting away theta plus 15 degrees. Let me get rid of this. And let me just write this on a new line so nobody's lost. So we're saying the secant of, you're going to have this theta plus 15 degrees like this is equal to the cosecant of, well, we know this negative would be distributed to each. So let me get rid of that from there. So you have negative theta and negative 15 degrees. So this would be 90 degrees minus 15 degrees, which is 75 degrees, and then basically minus theta. So this is how you could write this in terms of its cofunction. And you could play around with some simple angle measures if you wanted to. For example, let's just say, for simplicity, I let theta be 10 degrees. So then you would have the secant of 10 degrees plus 15 degrees is 25 degrees. Is that equal to the cosecant of, Well, if you had 75 degrees minus 10 degrees, that would be 65 degrees. And yeah, we're good to go. Remember, this 25 degrees plus the 65 degrees has to be equal to 90 degrees for this to hold, and this is going to be true in this case. All right, for the next two problems, we want to find one solution for each equation. Assume all angles are acute angles. All right, so looking at problem 9, we have this sine of 3 theta minus 6 degrees. This equals the cosine of 5 theta minus 48 degrees. Again, we want to figure out what is theta, okay? So what you would do here is realize that, again, if you have the sine of some acute angle theta, this is equal to the cosine of 90 degrees minus theta. But if you think about the sum of this plus this, it's going to be 90 degrees. You could say theta plus your 90 degrees minus theta. Well, if you add all that together, you're just going to get 90 degrees, okay? So that's what I'm looking for as a sum from this part right here plus this part right here. Okay, so that's going to allow me to solve a simple equation. I'll say 3 times theta minus 6 degrees plus 5 times theta minus 48 degrees is equal to 90 degrees. Okay, let's slide down just a little bit. And what I'll do here is say that 3 times theta plus 5 times theta, that's 8 times theta. And then negative 6 degrees minus 48 degrees, that's going to be negative 54 degrees. And then we have this is equal to 90 degrees. Let's add 54 degrees to both sides of the equation. Let's cancel that away from over here. And what you're going to have is 8 theta is equal to 90 degrees plus 54 degrees. That's going to be 144 degrees. As a final step, let's divide both sides of the equation by 8 so that we can isolate theta. And so this is going to cancel, and you'll have theta is equal to 144 degrees divided by 8 would be 18 degrees. Now, what I like to do with these is come back up and check them and make sure I got the right answer. It's very easy to make a mistake with something new like this. So we're saying that theta equals 18 degrees. So if that's true, then this side should be equal to this side. So we have the sine of 3 times theta. So theta is 18 degrees. 3 times 18 degrees is 54 degrees. And then minus 6 degrees. If we did this calculation, we would have 48 degrees. So this left side would be sine of 48 degrees. So is this equal to the cosine of 5 theta would be 5 times this 18 degrees here, which would be 90 degrees. And then minus this 48 degrees. 90 degrees minus 48 degrees, that's going to be 42 degrees. So this will definitely work. The sine of 48 degrees is equal to the sine of 42 degrees. So this guy is valid. Okay, let's take a look at problem number 10. So we have the cosecant of, you have your theta plus 8 degrees is equal to the secant of 3 theta plus 10 degrees. Okay, so again, this guy plus this guy, that's going to be equal to 90 degrees because the cosecant of theta, where theta is some acute angle, is equal to the secant of your 90 degrees minus your theta. Okay, so if you take this and you add it to this, you get 90 degrees. So all I'm going to do here is take theta plus 8 degrees, then plus 3 theta, then plus 10 degrees, and set this equal to 90 degrees. Okay, so theta plus 3 theta is 4 theta. 8 degrees plus 10 degrees is 18 degrees, and this equals 90 degrees. Let's subtract 18 degrees away from each side of the equation. This is going to cancel. So we have 4 theta is equal to 90 degrees minus 18 degrees is going to be 72 degrees. What I'm going to do from here is divide both sides of the equation by 4. And so this right here is going to cancel. And we'll say that theta is equal to 72 degrees divided by 4 is 18 degrees. So that's our answer for theta. So coming back up here, again, if we want to check, just plug in. So the cosecant of 18 degrees is getting plugged in for theta. So 18 degrees plus 8 degrees, that's going to give me 26 degrees. Let me get rid of this. We don't need this. This is equal to the secant of 3 times 18 degrees, that's 54 degrees, then plus 10 degrees. That's going to be 64 degrees. So is this true? You just check to make sure that the sum of 26 degrees and 64 degrees is 90 degrees. If you punch that into your calculator, this is a true statement. So this guy is going to be correct.